Hey, what's going on, the YouTube? This is SEL0320. Representing JVS. I'm back here again for another review. First reaction for Fear the Walking Dead. This is technically episode 7 and 8, but it was 7 as a 2-hour premiere. I think the name of the episode was The Unveiling, and then the second part of it was named Children of Wrath. The first half of this episode, or 2-part episode, I don't know what to think about. It was so much going on. I found out so much about Walker and, just the ruthlessness of, what he's capable of, why he's so slighted, why he's so upset. You know what I'm saying? Even that interaction with him and Alicia, I actually understood it. I think the thing that really hit me about the end of that was when, folks were, literally getting sick. And I was like, what the heck happened? And then all of a sudden Nick started coughing up and, Ophelia just booking it. And I was like, oh, she definitely did that. She might not know, but she did it. And I was like, Madison, you better get that girl. But, the reality of, Ophelia being alive and thriving with this group called The Nation, I guess I can get it. I can get behind it. I feel like there's just more in between that they, even with both of these episodes, 2 parts, I still just didn't get. I feel like, okay, Ophelia knows, he left her out there to die. Knows that he's, bigot and kind of potentially racist, but at the same time, I feel like there's something in between the gaps that I just don't know. Maybe she's got really a relationship with Walker. Maybe there's something more that kind of happened, but I felt like they left that at the floor by the time we got to the second episode, because by the second episode, I don't even know what happened to Ophelia. I really don't even remember. But I did like how they fleshed her out in the part 1. The other thing that happened was with Strand, him sitting there trying to make it, and him finding the Abigail, and I thought that was really interesting. In the second part of that, and him kind of coming into his own and man, I gotta make it. And then he's just talking to this random person in space, this Russian dude, and telling him basically the world is gone. It's not just where you at, it's gone. But that gave him the influence to go ahead and keep moving, and I'm glad that Strand is keeping going. The thing that's gonna be interesting is when Daniel catches up with everybody and realizes Ophelia's alive. Strand's gonna feel slighted. He's legit gonna feel slighted, and I think it's gonna be merited, whatever he does in between there. But I guess we'll see what happens with Strand and with Daniel with that. This is the mid-season finale. It felt like a finale to me. I think they kind of left it all out there. A lot of people died. There's a war that happened, and the problem that I had about both episodes wasn't necessarily, the intrigue or the story or what was happening, what could happen. It was the fact that all the things that were happening were based on stupid decisions. Jacob going and deciding he wants to go and do his own thing. Then Jacob allowing, Alicia to be there under the wrong pretenses and understanding. Madison not telling Alicia that, oh yeah, Troy was the one that shot up all these people. Yeah, and Troy shot up all those freaking people that were the family that was there. And Madison failed to tell her that, but yet, told Nick. So I was like, now everybody's caught up in the lie. And it just was continuing to tumble, and to the point I was like, yo, Madison, what are you doing? Because she provoked the war by the time part 2 came on, and I was just I was beyond pissed with Madison. The thing that got me with Madison, she threw me a curveball. I'm still mad at her, and I still say she started all this, and this did not have to happen this way. I understand she's upset about Travis. That even got confirmed. But the reality, when she was talking to her kids and talking about, how she's from Montgomery, Alabama, how she had a mom and a dad. She hadn't been to Montgomery in years, and her dad was just beating on her mom to the point that she just could not take it anymore. And while he was sleeping, she straight up killed him. And I was like, dang. And I was sitting there thinking, oh, who else is a drunk? Oh, yeah, she's about to kill the leader. So she gets to the location and is okay, well, you know what? I gotta tell you, you gotta die. Walker is not gonna let up. You're surrounded. I don't want this place to get overtaken. I need my kids to be okay. You gotta die. He's like, no, I'm not gonna you're not gonna kill me. I'm not gonna just let it. No, you're gonna kill yourself. And I was just like, Madison, there's something wrong with Madison. There's a point in the second part, I realized Madison in all fairness, could really be the bad guy of this. And I was like, Nick and Alicia need to get as far away from Madison as they possibly can. I understand that she could potentially keep them safe, but she's got what Shane had. And the funny thing is that if Travis was still alive for the show, he would be what Rick was, kind of, you know, for it would be an equal balance. But Madison just ain't nothing good in this girl, man. And like, she makes things worse. And that's the thing I don't like about her, but it adds an edge to her character, just knowing where she kind of comes from, how she's been able to thrive, why all this darkness surrounds her, why Nick is the way he is. You know, it's like inherited, you know, and it's just crazy, man. It's a lot of dark stuff. But then what was the craziest thing is the very end, and Nick pops up and does it. I was just like, dang. So, I mean, I didn't mean for this to be a spoiler review, but it's just so much content that will happen in less than 2 hours that I was like, I gotta kind of, you know, spill the beans on my thought process on all of it. All that to say, what I think about this 2-part episode, I give it 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. I would give it a 9, but it's just so many stupid decisions, like all over the place. Like, I don't even know. Every single person was just making these dumb decisions, you know. But I mean, I tell you what though, Madison did get that man's head on the silver platter. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen from here, but I feel like Madison legit has been strategizing doing this entire time, gaining trust and just allow herself to be in that position, gaining Troy's trust. You know, Alicia's already gained Jacob's trust, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact Nick is just adaptable to anything and everything. So, it was very entertaining. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this first reaction review. I will try to give you guys my reaction to the very end. I don't know if it's going to be copyrighted because there was a huge song at the end, so I apologize if it was, and it was not posted up. I will try my best to go ahead and record a, what's it called? I'm trying to do the Google Hangout so you can see the full reaction and post it up there as soon as I can. Maybe you get it tomorrow morning. Keep it live. JVS ain't gonna stop. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace, guys.